up at St. Louis next Thursday afternoon. Of course, you can listen to each and every Rays game on 95.7. My goodness, Rays baseball will never sound better on 100,000 watts on the FM side at 95.7 from the Tampa Bay area and beyond the Tampa Bay area, areas to the north, all the way up, Nature Coast area, Inverness, Citrus. We'll get you in Hernando County. We got you covered up there. Spring Hill, Brooksville, Pasco County. It sounds great. Areas to the east, you're going to get us loud and clear through Polk County and into Winter Haven, almost into Orlando. And then areas to the south like Sebring, Sarasota, Venice, you'll be able to get us. Rays baseball will never sound better. It's going to be better than ever before. Rays heading back into the Trop. Spring training winding down. The World Baseball Classic in the books. Junior Caminero and I thought Griffin Jacks really established themselves over at the WBC. But a week to go before the curtain finally rises on the 2026 baseball season. What can we expect from our Tampa Bay Rays? Ladies and gentlemen, he's with us right now on the Central Florida Behavioral Health Network WDA hotline. Learn more at cfbhn.org. Starting pitcher, number 44, our guy, Ryan Pepiot. Weekly pep talks coming weekly right here on this hideous show on this radio station. And Ryan Pepiot joins us here a week to go before opening day. How the hell are you?
I'm fantastic. I'm ready to get these weekly shows going on this beautiful show.
Listen, look at you. I mean, you already know how to butter up the host, and you're a company man. We love it. So where are you exactly?
Currently, I'm in Punta Gorda I'm at Ponce Beach. There's some people fishing. I'm staring at the water, just enjoying a nice Thursday afternoon. Relaxing.
I love it. So, I mean, your team is playing over in Clearwater, but obviously you were pitching the other day and you got a nice little day off, so you decided to call into our show. I love it, man. So
yeah.
How do you feel?
I feel great, I can't believe we're a week out. I feel like the off season flew by and then felt like we got to camp and now it's over, basically. It just flew by, but, I'm excited. Excited to get it rolling and get on the road for 9 to start.
I know, and that should be very interesting. You start a week from today in St. Louis. My gosh, I mean, it feels like just yesterday you were at Rays Fan Fest where it was like 90 degrees out, and now it's a little bit cooler, and you're going to see some very interesting weather, I guess, on your first road trip. So how are you going to break down the first 9 games away from the Trop?
I mean, I think it's going to be interesting. I was looking at the weather, taking a peek now that we're getting to you get the 10-day breakdown. In St. Louis, it was like 10 degrees and snowing the other day, and then this weekend it's supposed to be like 80. And I'm like, all right, just get us a fine balance in between, and we'll be fine. And then luckily, you go to Milwaukee, you get a dome.
Right.
And then we're not at the 10-day forecast for Minnesota yet, but I saw snow and 0 the other day. So, I'm just hoping that the 10-day forecast when that comes out, we're looking a little bit brighter.
I hope so.
The only good thing is it's opening day of baseball. As the season gets going, the juice is going to be flowing. It won't matter. It's just exciting to get back out there and play meaningful games.
So right now, the way it's looking, you're going to be number 4 in the pecking order in the starting rotation, how your team has set it up with Rasmussen and then Nick Martinez. They wanted to separate the guys who are going to be on somewhat of a pitch count from the guys like you who are not going to be necessarily on a pitch count. So Rasmussen and then Martinez and then Matz and then you and then McClanahan. Does that sound right?
Yep, that sounds pretty right. I believe that's what Cash put out in the news.
So how do you feel about your standing in the pecking order? I mean, you can understand it. They're trying to split up the lefties and the guys who are on some sort of a workload limit. I mean, there's not going to be any restraints on you to begin the season, right?
No, not that have been discussed. So it's full go. Right when the game in Milwaukee comes, it's all right, Ryan, it's your turn. But it's exciting. It's different from the past couple of years where it's been a lot of right-handed heaviness, and then a lot of guys with four-seam carry, change-ups or splitters, and smaller sliders. And now you have kind of a repertoire honestly 5 different guys and different arm actions, different arm angles, different stuff. So it's fun to like pick the brains of those guys and see how they go about their business with the stuff that they have. But then also, when we go into a series, it's not necessarily 3 same guys going in a row, game after game after game, and you're keeping the other team on their toes a little bit more.
Ryan Pepiot, Rays starting pitcher, with me here on The Drive. So good news, you made 3 starts, 10 innings. You've only given up 1 run. That was the other day, the home run against the Yankees. Bad news, you've walked 9 guys in the 10 innings. So
yeah.
Tell me what's going on there.
Yeah, the first couple of games, the little mechanics were all out of whack, and trying to get back in game speed and everything, and had a backfield game in between those already predetermined, pre-planned, and then the other day it was 3 walks, but it was a lot better and more competitive. The ones before it was just not great, but it's about getting the ups. I got through 5 innings, and then went to the bullpen and got 10 to 12 more pitches in the bullpen, so 6 up and got to about 90. So we're at full go, ready to go. It's more about getting the pitches and getting the ups and then trying different sequences and everything. But we're getting the mechanics and everything dialed in and back in the zone.
You're trying to incorporate a curveball because I know you tried to experiment with some things this spring. Is that one of the things you were working on?
Yeah, we got a few curveballs in the other day, and kind of tinkered around with grips a little bit. Threw one like occasionally last year, but it was very hard to land. There was just a lot of movement and didn't really necessarily play off of other things. So change the grip a little bit. One that's easier to land and can slow things down. Get people off the fastball, change up, slider combo.
So is that something you're going to work in maybe here and there once the real games begin?
Yeah, I think it's more. I think last year was maybe a 3% usage pitch, and the goal is to probably try to get to that 7 to 10 range.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe utilize it that second time through the lineup, throw in a wrinkle. So you're not, working the same sequences to guys, or keeping guys on their toes, or slowing things down. Somebody sees something come up, like the break on a curveball, and then you can use the high fastball off of it, and just another wrinkle in the toolbox.
Ryan Pepiot is with me, and that's the beauty of it. You and I have talked about this both on and off the air. When you're on the mound, it's very much a chess match, especially when you're facing some of the great hitters and they've seen your stuff, and you want to try and outguess them by, okay, you know what, I started him off with a slider. Maybe it'll be a changeup to start, kind of switch things up, switch up his eye level, right?
Yep, exactly. You're trying to change up eye level, work in and out. You start peppering guys with fastballs down away or a slider down away, and then you try to run something in, or you slow somebody down to speed them up. You throw a curveball first pitch to somebody, try to go with something harder in off of that, and then you can slow them down again. And then also it's something to be able to utilize second and third time through the lineup, so you're not doing the exact same thing, or maybe they haven't seen everything yet. You get to the third time through in 6th, 7th inning of a game, and it's okay. The guy's already seen the fastball, seen the changeup, but he hasn't seen a curveball early, so or hasn't seen the slider. Just one of those wrinkles that you can add, and like you said, it's a chess match, and especially in division games, when you're facing team 2, 3, 4 times a season as well.
Absolutely. Ryan Pepiot, Rays starting pitcher, with me here on The Drive. So a week to go before opening day. You guys are getting your work in. You and I were talking the other day. What is the pulse with your team a week to go before opening day? How would you characterize how you guys are feeling about the season coming up?
I think excited. As cliche as it is, you're always excited. Everyone's excited. But I think it's true. It's a great group of guys. Obviously we've talked about it. It's a lot of new faces, but everyone's gelling and meshing together. It's a lot of great different personalities that are kind of forming, but coming together as one big team, and it's exciting to see the different aspects that we've added, the different pieces, the adding the veteran presence in the rotation with Nick and the Mats, and then also on the defensive and offensive side of, and adding Ben, who's really good defensively, and then also, obviously with Junior and Johnny, what they did in the WBC, and then adding Cedric and Jake in the outfield as well, with some more of the veteran presence and that leadership role to help everybody out and kind of get everyone pushed forward and showing that experience that they've had and the success that they've had over their years in their careers in this level at this league. It's exciting. And I know you've talked about it. I think it's just, we're flying under the radar, and that's how we like it.
You like it that way because not much, at least nationally, is expected of you. You're in a very tough division, but your mindset is that's okay. Don't expect anything from us. We're going to probably show you guys.
Yeah, exactly. There's no expectations. Our division's always tough. It's nothing new. It's always the same cast of characters out there doing what they do in the off season, and then coming into the year, and the expectations are what they are. But that's what they are. They're just expectations and they're projections. And once next Thursday starts, that's when it matters, and it matters what happens on the field and what happens in our clubhouse. And we can just block out all the external noise and just go out there and play baseball and have fun and enjoy it. We're blessed enough to get to play baseball as our job, and we have an unbelievable group, top to bottom, from staff down to all the players, and a great fan base that we're excited to be back in the Trop with.
Growing optimism. I love it. Ryan Pepiot is with us here. So, Shane McClanahan, looks like he's progressing. He's made 3 starts. He looks pretty good. He's feeling pretty good, right, from all accounts?
Yeah.
What are you observing?
Yeah, he looks good. He looks great, feeling great. I know he's battled a lot mentally, and I think he's taken a lot more of an appreciation aspect of going out there and throwing and understanding things. And, he's been up to 97 already in spring games, and stuff looks electric. So it's been fun to watch, and I'm just excited to see him back out there. That first pitch that he gets to throw, and just get that one out of the way. And, I'm sure it's going to be an emotional day for him. And I know he's had a lot of things happen in life over the last couple of years, with a couple injuries, but then also family stuff. So I'm just excited that there's some positive stuff coming his way, and just getting him back out there, and then having that kind of guy in our locker room and in the clubhouse and in the dugout with us during games as well is awesome.
What did you think of the World Baseball Classic?
Oh, that was electric. It was so much fun to watch. And it was awesome to watch our guys go out there and do their thing and represent their countries, because, it's a special thing to be able to represent your country and put your country on your chest. And then, Johnny going out backside first game, that was awesome. And then Cammy doing Cammy things the entire time. And the thousands of memes that you see on social media of Junior Caminero when he hits a home run, how crazy he goes, and all that fun stuff. And when he gets smoked by a pitch and lights up the crowd. And then obviously Clevin Jacks with the USA just being lights out when they came in the game out of the bullpen. It was just fun to watch and have a little bit of skin in the game watching those guys out there do their thing.
Yeah, no question. I was watching Griffin Jacks the other night. Holy cow, man.
Yeah, that stuff's electric.
He looks nasty.
Oh, yeah. He's already midseason form, and it's exactly what we all saw last year from him. It's a wicked electric stuff that just wiffle ball, video game stuff. Like literally, like those little wiffle balls have the holes in them that you throw, like the blitz balls or whatever they call them. Yeah, that's basically how he throws baseball. So I'll tell you what, if you play catch with Griffin Jacks, it's not very fun. I don't know how Gary Clevenger does it pretty much every day, but it's not fun. And I can't imagine trying to hit. It's very fun off that. But I know he had some of the toughest luck I've ever seen last year, and I'm just excited for him to be in the Trop, be able to utilize that, and then to his benefit, and then get some stuff that bounces his way this year, because that's going to be an unbelievable piece to have in the back end of the bullpen.
I hope so. I know you've been very busy this spring getting ready for the season, but look, knowing what kind of respectable young man that you are, Ryan Pepiot, you're also trying to make your mark in the community. And I saw that you teamed up with Baker Mayfield and his foundation, and you're trying to raise money for Gigi's Playhouse, which I know is near and dear to you. So talk about that.
Yeah, no, thank you for bringing that up. No, it's exciting. Baker and Emily Mayfield Foundation reached out to us to represent the Rays and choose a charity that was near and dear to our heart, and we chose Gigi's Playhouse that helps individuals and their families with Down syndrome, for programs and classes and just help to make their dreams reality. And, we chose them to represent. And in my Instagram bio and on my story all over social media, I have the donation link. We're trying to raise as much money as we can. It's kind of a March Madness style bracket style giving.
Mm-hmm.
There's a few Buccaneers players, Nick Paul with the Lightning, and then the goalie for the Rowdies is in it as well. So competing against local Tampa sports guys, and trying to raise as much money for charity as we can, and go to the next round and do it all over again.
All right, so how can we help you out here? How can we donate?
Don't go to my Instagram at rpepiot10, and there's a link in there. and you can click on the link and donate. Any donation helps, and we have till 5 p.m. tomorrow, Friday, 5 p.m. Is when round 1 ends, and the top 4 charities that get the most donations move on to round 2, where it's semifinals, and then there's a finale for up to $50,000. That's a grant that's given to the winning charity. So, trying to do right by Gigi Slayhouse and get as much as we can for the kids and the families.
Well, that's awesome, man. And right now, I'm going through your Instagram, and I'm going to make a donation for you.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate that.
No, I really appreciate you for what you do for our community. It's awesome, awesome stuff. All right, Ryan Pepiot on the beach somewhere in Punta Gorda, kind of enjoying his day off. I can't wait, man. A week from today, it's go time.
I know it is. You gonna make a trip out, and you gonna come out to opening day, or you gonna stay warm in Florida?
I gotta stay back here at the ranch. You know, I got a job to do.
That's fair. Somebody's gotta hold down the fort. I know it.
I
understand it.
Somebody. I mean, they picked me. I'm not sure if that was a wise choice, but I am here.
Hey. I believe in you. I know you can do it.
Thank you, man. I believe in you too. I believe in this team. Let's go. It's a no negative Thursday. I ran into John Gruden. I was at the Valspar yesterday. So I ran into John, and he reminded me, hey, I listen, and I don't want to hear any negativity tomorrow, meaning today. It's a no negative Thursday, so let's keep it positive. I'm keeping it positive.
I like the way you think. Keep it positive for our pep talk.
I love it, man. I can't wait for our weekly pep talks. They have begun already. Ryan, I really appreciate it, my man. I will talk to you very, very soon. Best of luck.
Thank you very much. Talk to you next week.
You got it. That's Ryan Pepiot, our guy. What a good guy. Somebody was texting him, Pepiot's such a good dude. He is a good dude. And I can tell you, he is, the way you hear him, the way he presents himself, is exactly how he is all the time. And I've spent a great